Not all superheroes wears capes. Some wear wellies. Wellies.
Hello everyone and welcome to the James Conway Experience. We're here with one of my most favourite people in the world because on a regular basis he tells lefties what you are, dickheads. So, Mike Connell, the Satirical Soldier, as the man says, the man who started off very reasonably in 2020 and you have driven him to the point of dementia at this stage. He's no longer reasonable, so he's not. It's a pleasure to meet you. We've had a walk around the fair, Mike. Thank you so much for coming from where you're from. I won't give away your location just in case there's a crazy lefty out there. But God help you if you did find him. But you're very welcome.
Thanks very much for the invite, and it's great to be here.
And thank you very much for all the work you're doing online for highlighting different issues to people, and especially during the COVID period. But most of all, thank you for your service over the years. And would you like to tell everyone about the places you served and how long you were in the Irish Army until they decided to go insane?
To fuck around with us all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose I done 21 years service. Started off in Cavan for a year, trained up in Cavan. Got a transfer down to Galway. Done 20 years in Galway, so 21 total. I'd done 6 trips overseas to Eritrea, Ethiopia, Liberia, Chad and Lebanon. So I got around to plenty of the world's shitholes. Right up until the point of COVID-19 in 2020, when we all collectively lost our minds, and I said, I can't do this shit anymore. And I left with a bad taste in my mouth.
Were you in a situation where it was take the cure, lose your job?
It kind of, I'll put it this way, right? I was getting phone calls all the time. Take it. Now we have an opportunity. Take it. I just kept saying I'm not taking it. Then they'll tell you, no, it'll affect your career going forward. You won't be able to get overseas. You won't be able to do this and do that. I didn't give a shit. This was the first time in the history of the state whereby your rights and your freedoms were being held hostage until you became a repeat customer of a specific set of fucking pharmaceutical companies. And I was willing to basically tell them to go fuck themselves. My freedom matters more than selling my soul for a trip overseas. I just wasn't doing it
Yeah.
But I didn't take it in the end. I basically told my superiors to go fuck themselves and stop ringing me. I'm not taking it. And it made it easier then when I just decided to leave. Then they knew to leave me alone, we'll say.
Are you happy now? Your memories of the Irish Army are the training back here in Ireland, the trips over. Liberia is a whole of a place. So
Absolute kip, yeah.
If you want to know what a predominantly black-based culture looks like, go to Liberia. Yeah, cunt of a place. But anyways, you didn't participate in, we'll say, what a lot of people now thinks they were heroes. Yeah. They genuinely think they were heroes by corralling old people into tents and sitting them on seats and ignoring every few people that collapsed and all that. I'm getting to the pitch where I've softly tried to mention this over the years, but I'm really coming to the opinion now, he poisoned half of the population, perhaps even more than half of the population.
Yeah, absolutely. So
you must be feeling good in some regards that you had the bravery to say, no, I'm not engaging with that. Yeah. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Like I remember going to work every day because I worked in a weapons stores. So I had to be in to help people change duties back and forth, But every day for hours a day, all I was listening to fellas talking about case numbers, fucking just spreading the propaganda themselves amongst themselves. What jab did you take? Oh, I took the Pfizer. I'm great. I took the Moderna. I'm better. This kind of shit. But they knew my position. They literally knew that I had an obsession with freedom and that I literally was not going to relinquish my freedom because of literally a fascist state wants me to do so. And I use that word specifically. Like, we literally endured 716 days of exquisite fascism. It was a beautiful example of the state merging with private enterprise and using their combined influence to force people into submission.
Yes.
You could not get a more exquisite beautiful example of fascism.
Yeah.
And they were all, oh, sure, it's only health measures. I'm saving granny by relinquishing my freedom to Simon Harris.
Yeah.
Simon Harris, of all gobshites, to kneel before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've often asked them this question, like, did you really need Simon Harris to tell you not to cough in somebody's face?
Yeah.
Did you really need Simon Harris to tell you to look after yourself considerately if you felt ill? Like, how these people aren't walking around all day utterly mortified, walking around saying, government are doing a great job. I'm going to comply with all of these fascistic laws because I need Simon Harris to tell me not to cough in someone's face or I should go to prison. You fucking morons. Yeah. You utter morons. Yeah, no, I'm so happy that I saw through it immediately because that was the proposition. The government told us, I am going to hold your rights and your freedoms hostage until you do what you're told. In what world is that reasonable? In what universe? But we found out it was reasonable in Ireland for 2 years for some fucking reason. Mm-hmm. And I'm traumatized over sharing this country with so many morons. You know what I mean?
I think you're coming to the point where we agree, to be honest about it. How many World War II fucking films did you watch where the Juden asked, papers, please?
Honest to God.
And there ye were.
Yeah.
Going to restaurants and going to shops and ye never thought, geez, this is a bit odd.
Isn't it like?
It's a bit odd how I'm being asked, do I have a certificate to get the breakfast?
It's unbelievable.
And it never dawned on anyone. And I remember, I'm happy enough. I have a good wife. She came with me through this period, and I had a court appearance in the middle of this COVID period. And I thought to herself, she says to me, will you get into the court? Oh, I says, I'll get into the court. Oh, she says, well, you don't wear the mask or that. I says, I wouldn't worry too much about it. And amazingly, I was allowed to go in to get into the court and get fined. No problem, that's fine. But when we went across the road to get the breakfast, I was asked, have you a vaccine cert? No, I don't. Oh, no breakfast for you. Yeah. But I've been to the court to get fined. Yeah. Oh, no, we can take your money, all right.
Yeah.
You're not getting breakfast. There's nothing in exchange.
It's literally amazing. Like they wanted you to present a government permission slip.
Yes.
To get a cup of coffee.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And further than that, here's one for you. Because my own parents, and I tried my best, don't do it. And they done it anyways.
Yeah, I'm the same.
But my sister downloaded the app onto my mother's phone, right? And they went to knock to have a little pray. And Dad had his, what is it called, A4 version folded up. He wouldn't buy into this digital stuff, you know? And she couldn't find the app on her phone, and they wouldn't let her sit inside the cafe. So you have this you have this little white-haired woman who's in knock to pray, and not anti-vax, nothing. She's got it. It's just that she doesn't know how to work her phone. No.
Amazing. Like,
you go out there and sit in the cold, you old bitch.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
That's what happened.
Yeah, 100%.
And the person that did that, even, sure, like, they must be fucking deranged. Like, your mother is she's a good goer and all that, like, but I mean, she's in her years as such, I mean.
Well, I've taken to calling a lady who works in a shop close to here, Joseph. Every time I meet her, I call her Joseph, And she goes one day, she says, why do you always call me Joseph? I says, after Joseph Goebbels. She goes, what? And I says, do you not remember? Because I fucking remember.
Yeah.
I remember what you were like in here.
Yeah.
And but the only thing about it is, it was a great way of finding out who your friends were.
Genuine friends.
Yeah. Do you know?
Like, since that period of time, like, I don't regret my service for the most part.
Yeah.
And all of those people that I served with were basically my family. You do everything with them anyway. They were literally my family. Lovely people, great soldiers, competent, smart, fit, everything you want as part of a military force. I cannot get over the notion that they submitted and supported fascism. Cannot get over it. I'll tell you a good one. I'm often reminded of it. Do you know the end of the film Braveheart, where William Wallace is fighting this knight, and he has a helmet on, the whole lot? William Wallace eventually knocks the helmet off the knight, only to realise he's fighting one of his own countrymen. And the fucking utter shock of realising that he's fighting his own countrymen, he hits the deck and he's inconsolable. Utterly inconsolable. I feel like that. I am inconsolable at the notion that my friends, my fellow soldiers, people who swore an oath to be faithful to Ireland, how can you be faithful to Ireland without being faithful to freedom?
Yes.
How can you do it like?
Yes.
I had soldiers telling me that my job, my purpose as an Irish soldier was to obey the government. Mm-hmm. These two guys were very senior. I asked them to recite to me where it says in the oath that I must do what government tells me.
Yes.
They couldn't even recite the first line of the fucking oath anyway. But moral of the story, I feel so utterly betrayed and let down by that one mistake. It's too big a mistake for me to get over. I can't get over it. And it's a pity. I just can't do it. And I'll never forget it. I'll never forgive. I'm never going to let them forget it. I'm just going to keep bringing it up all the time. This was you. When the state came and robbed us of our freedom and shoved old people into nursing homes to fucking die and persecuted the unvaccinated and went to Dáil Éireann and Shannon Éireann and openly schemed different laws and methods to persecute people into full compliance, you cunts were on board with it.
And what do you make of Michael D. Higgins actually allowing all this legislation to be signed in unconstitutional?
Utter disgrace. And as far as I know, absolutely, the Supreme Court. Every piece of legislation, as far as I'm aware, that has ever gone before him in his, I think it's 14 years now, I think only once he referred one piece of legislation to the Supreme Court. I don't even know what it was about.
Yeah.
But when fascism was brought before him, he signed it in. Hate speech laws, not all of these laws designed to restrict your freedom and make you a slave of the will of the politicians, he signed it off, no problem, no snag whatsoever.
Yeah. But this is the difference. This is the difference between what the public regard as nice people and good people. A good person is not a nice person.
No.
Now, people forget about this. Do you know? You go back to your parents, the guy who was the football coach, all of this. They said what had to be said, and they didn't give two fucks about how it made you feel.
Yeah.
Higgins and all that, the country's obsessed with him. He's just a nice old man.
He's literally a prick.
Wait till you find out.
He's a prick.
Wait till you find out what that man was. It might take a couple of years. He'll find out. So you will. And it's not just the COVID thing that I'm talking about. So it's not. One day there'll be a lot of finding out, so there will. But my biggest problem, I look around the country now at the moment, and what I see, years and years ago, at least men in the 10s and 20s had the idea that the enemy was from a different place and they were enforcing a different place's laws upon them. Now it's your fucking countrymen.
Absolutely.
It's the same people. That's the bit I can't get my head around.
Yeah, I remember making a video actually a nice few years ago, and I basically said exactly what you said. I said the biggest threat to this country will not be from a foreign invader. It'll come from the cunts we elect into politicians, into Dáil Éireann.
Yeah.
Like it's literally our own people who are destroying our nation and against our will for the most part. Like, I'm laughing there. I saw a piece there to do with City West, this City West hotel. I think the state bought it for like 140 million, of course, for the betterment of invaders, which is what they are at this stage. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the protesters, protesting in general. Like, they're outside the hotel with signs basically saying, we like our hotel, please don't use our hotel for refugees, and it's not really fit for refugees anyway. This is like, they're trying the nice approach. Instead of basically just saying, get the fuck out of my town. Mm-hmm. Get away, take your refugees, take your foreigners, take your fucking bullshit government interventions and go away. Yeah. And maybe they might listen, maybe they won't. They did it right in Coolock. Yeah. Coolock said, go away or else. Yeah. They didn't go away, so they got the or else. Yeah. And some communities, unfortunately, haven't learned. You're going to need to do the or else if they're not listening to you.
That's it. It's coming to it. And I have said it multiple times. you ignore it for long enough, and you're going to be looking for not so nice fellas.
That's it.
In the latter end.
Absolutely.
The truth about it is, Mr. Nice Guy just doesn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
And any out there that's a nice fella, when herself closes her eyes, she thinks of not so Mr. Nice Guy when you were fucking on top of her. Guarantee you. So I do. No, the women of Ireland have to suffer an awful thing at the moment. When you see women and children with little prams out trying to protest something like that, I am fucking ashamed.
I'm horrified.
To be honest about it.
Literally horrified. Absolutely horrified.
I was above at Dublin. Like, people have heard my standpoint out of the protest and all this. I remember one man roaring, "This is a peaceful protest. This is a peaceful protest." Of course it is. You're not capable of anything else.
Yeah.
You have a gang of women and kids and old people. That's it. Why are you shouting it's a peaceful protest?
Yeah.
What else could you fucking be?
Yeah.
I'm sick to the gills of it.
It's an awful, awful shame in many regards, mainly because people should understand by now, the government ministers don't care.
No.
You can scream from a height, you can protest up and down the road till the cows, they don't care. All they understand is your action. And you're being forced, like anybody who has done the unthinkable in places like Coolock and Oughterard, where they've had to basically destroy properties. I fully sympathise with them. In my book, they're heroes.
Thanks.
Because, honest to God, they're literally heroes because they were compelled to do it.
But sure, I can't understand why more people can't understand that.
That's what it is like.
And you see, and I don't mind saying it as well. An awful lot of women around the country want to cotton on. An awful lot of women around the country want to cotton on. Where's the men? This, that, and go home. Just go home. Don't be there. Don't be the one standing in the middle trying to stop it. Just go home.
Yeah.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
And I've tried to get that across to people. We were the ones who stood up, and you did fair enough. You done the talking, you done the waving, all of that. That's finished.
Yeah.
Go home and mind the children.
Yeah. But that's it.
Let it be looked after that.
There was definitely a time and a place to protest and make it clear to the government that this wasn't wanted. Government haven't listened.
No.
So you're supposed to graduate. You move up in your actions after that.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. And again, I don't mind saying this. If some poor unfortunate minister wants to shove an iPass centre next to my house, I'm just going to take it out on that minister. I'm going to take my grievances out on him. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to stand out a building. I'm not going to protest a street or a monument. I'm going to go to the source, and I'm going to make it very clear that iPass centre goes away.
Of course, to talk to him, you mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's all. Explain to him.
No, I've said this umpteen times. He had the letters. He had the people who just verbalised it, all of that. But at some stage, someone has to say no.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, if the problem isn't there, the problem doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then that's where it comes to, in my humble opinion. If you are a government who time and time and time again ignores the communities where you're doing this.
Yeah.
And if you're the person who facilitates this on behalf of the government, in my opinion, you are a traitor.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
And an awful lot of communities that want to realise there will be questions to be answered in years to come where ye have the traitor in your community and ye allow them to live there quite handily and never. There will be questions to be answered.
Yeah.
How did that happen? How did someone you knew to be destroying your country live so comfortable amongst you?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
But that happened in the past as well, like in the olden days and days gone by with the church and paedophiles and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, move them around like a bad whale and C-word.
There was men that knew they'd never let the child go near him on his own or anything like that, but they wouldn't do anything other than that, you know. There'd be whispers, obviously, in the community, but nothing was done.
Yeah.
So it's not a new thing either.
No, it's not. But you see, the point about it is it mightn't be responded to in the same way anymore. There's a great thing in Ireland, which is if everything is just steady enough, like you have to remember when all came out about the priests and that, the economy was all right.
Yeah.
There was jobs, there was this, that, and the other. People is entering a different time now where there mightn't be any of those things. And there mightn't be anything for someone to go, but sure, do you know, I still have my job, I still have the house and all that. Yeah. You're going to enter a period now with a lot younger men who goes, I don't have a job.
I have no kids.
I have no house.
Yeah.
And I just think you're a traitor. And
that's it.
Really, the idea of a bed and 3 meals a day doesn't really sound like a punishment, mate.
Honestly.
So it doesn't. It's coming to that point.
I agree. I think it has to come to that point.
And now a word from our sponsors.
You're probably always wondering what these bottles are all about. I'll give you a wee heads up. Folks, what we're going to talk about now is beetroot. Now, I've based my bottles around beetroot, and the benefits of the beetroot is it boosts athletic performances, helps stroke prevention, and that's what it does, massively helps benefit the heart. It's a natural immune booster. Listen, I would love to put a health claim in the bottle and say natural immune booster. We're not allowed to, but the bottom line is, when by any 4 weeks, they're not a one bottle wonder bottle, you'll not do it overnight. So try it for 4 weeks, it'll cost you no more than about €48. What's not to like about that?
When the storm hits and the power goes out, you shouldn't be left stuck. The handcrafted Donnelly rocket stove gives you reliable cooking anywhere, anytime. Using just small bits of wood, it's efficient, eco-friendly, and built to last. Cook outdoors with confidence, whether it's for emergencies, camping, or everyday use. Order yours today at donnellystoves.com and use code ConwayEXP for €10 off your order.
Like we were talking about Enoch Burke there a while ago. Enoch Burke, in many regards, is a canary in the coal mine.
Enoch Burke is a hero.
100 is a living legend, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's literally being persecuted by the state.
Yeah.
And for what? I've often ran this through my brain, and you talk to normies about the situation with Enoch Burke, and they'll say, well, he broke the law. He kept breaking the law. And I'm thinking, let's look at the whole situation in its entirety. He was called upon by the school faculty to groom a child.
That's right.
That's what it is. If you're being told to call a child a they, them, which directly links to a sexual movement, yes, the LGBTQAI plus movement, it's a movement that is a sexual intimacy, utterly sexual movement. If you're being told to engage in that kind of activity with a child by stroking his fucking delusions, you're being told to groom a child. I would expect his reaction to be harsh. I would expect someone to go fucking apeshit if they were being told to groom a child.
What if you're
compelled?
Of course.
It was absolutely.
He should be upset.
Yeah.
Well, here's one for you, right? We have gender dysphoria. This is a diagnosed mental illness for years. Now it's just a preference now.
That's all, yeah.
That's all.
A personality trait.
Yeah, you're just a boy or a girl. Who cares? Who gives a fuck, right? Gender dysphoria years ago was in the same table of fucking lunacies as schizophrenia, right? So let's put the shoe on another foot. Let's say Enoch is there in the classroom and the teacher or the principal goes, Enoch, young Katie has schizophrenia.
Yeah.
So every now and then she'll tell you that toaster is talking to her, and make sure you say it is.
Yeah. It's the same
what
shit.
The fuck are you doing?
You're literally stroking a child's delusion.
But it's insanity.
You're putting, especially when it comes to the gender dysphoria side, that CAS report has essentially verified now that when you affirm a child's mental delusion with respect to his ideas about gender, you're literally sending him or her on a path of medicalization.
Yeah.
Like this shit.
But it's all working in hand with each other, right? What is the suicide rate of transgenders? It far outweighs the suicide rate of people who don't identify as anything, right? That's regardless of if they get these changeovers or not.
Yeah.
Right? So you have documented from America, from the UK, the whole lot. You have all this documentation that proves these people are unwell.
They're literally mentally ill.
Yes.
Literally.
And instead of you giving them the time or whatever, and do you know? No. Confirm it. Take their money or their parents' money while the going is good, because more than likely they're going to kill themselves anyways. And if people could get their head around it, that these people who are in charge at the top, they don't care about you.
Yeah.
They don't care about Mr. or Mrs. Transgender. They don't give a fuck about you. They want your money.
Yeah.
If you are well-to-do parents and your kid says, I feel like a girl, and you go, oh, how can we help you? I'll tell you how you can fucking help them. Tell them you're fucking insane.
Yeah.
We're going to find out you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
That's all there's to it.
And funnily enough, it doesn't make you evil or bad to be fucking mentally unwell.
No.
It literally doesn't.
No.
You're just mentally, half the fucking country is mentally unwell. Funnily enough, you use that term and I love it. I used it myself in 2021 when I started to understand psychosis.
Yes.
Whole country is mentally unwell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It doesn't make you evil per se to think you're the opposite gender. You're just unwell.
No, but I'll tell you the frightening thing that's happening is now people with sound minds are beginning to doubt themselves and go, Jesus, actually, am I the one that's
Honest to God.
insane here? I've had that myself. I've looked around and gone, Jesus, hold on. It's either, and you see, this is, do you know when people accuse, you're a big-headed cunt or that? No, I contemplated it. I says, I'm the odd one out here.
Yeah.
Surely to fuck, the whole country hasn't gone insane. And then I went, no, they have. That's exactly what it fucking is.
I agree with you. Because you do doubt yourself. Like, big time. What am I doing wrong? Why is this so difficult for me? But it takes a period of time to reflect and to soak it all in. Like, that YouTube channel I have was more of an exercise to find out if I am nuts.
Yeah.
And I was writing these scripts. I developed an obsession. I'd sit down on my laptop at 5 o'clock in the morning and I would try to put a worldview down on a page. I would try to argue against it to see if I'm fucking nuts. And then I'd present the video out to see how does it get on. Will somebody pick a hole in it? But it took that period of reflection. I really had to figure out, am I the fucking crazy one? Absolutely not.
No, and
see, that would have happened though in the early parts of the pandemic as well for most people. So they would have been flooded with a lot of fear and information, and a lot of it probably wasn't logical at the time. Yeah. And they're kind of doubting it, and then it's reinforced and reinforced and reinforced and reinforced to a point where they actually are convinced that that their logic is broken at that point, because like, something very illogical has now become in fact.
I remember back then
it was bullshit, really. Like,
I used to like listening to the radio in the mornings, going to work, and then suddenly every single opportunity to ram COVID-19 propaganda out on the airwaves, on the radio, on billboards, on shop windows, it was everywhere.
Yeah,
but we were absolutely propagandized to within an inch of our fucking lives to accept this bullshit.
Yeah.
And again, no one, like anybody who questioned it and who came out the far end of it without falling for it, you're really, like, you're literally one in a million.
Well, let me tell you something that I've realised the last couple of weeks or that. My story hasn't changed going 1920 through 2020, 2019 through. I'm saying the same things. That's fucking poison. The economy has gone down. That's poison that the economy has gone down. The last 3 or 4 weeks, boom. All your videos, boom. Numbers up, numbers up, numbers up. They're letting them go. I sat down to myself and said, what in the name of God has changed? Then it dawned on me. It's about to come through. And they're going to let as many people see it as possible, that they can go, see, weren't you told?
Yeah.
Just a bit late.
Yeah.
That's all, but you were told. So it's your own fault.
Yeah.
And then when you lose everything and you realise, oh, and by the way, I'm dying, they'll go, you were told.
Yeah.
Because I want to get, again, In my opinion, the vast majority took it. The vast majority bent over, took every fucking sanction that was put on you, and I think the vast majority are poisoned.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Am I happy about it? No. Do I blame government? Somewhat. And I blame an awful lot of you too.
Yeah.
I really do.
You're literally complicit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing social media posts of fuckers holding up their government permission slip. You know, I'm jabbed. Am I great? You know, I'm saving granny. Or they used to hand out a badge from the HSE. I got my COVID jab.
Yeah.
Like, they were literally showing off, like, virtue signaling.
Yeah.
Look how much of a wonderful person I am.
Yeah.
I presented my arm for a medical experiment. And for what, like? Again,
But they don't read history.
not a clue.
There's Holland, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And one of the biggest places is what's her fucking name? In Amsterdam. Anne Frank, isn't that the one with hiding in the
Yeah, yeah.
in the article?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was her.
Yeah, another load of shite. But anyways, what they don't talk about was the Jews were rounded up, there's no doubt about it. They were rounded up. How come it happened so quickly in Holland? Maybe it had something to do with the fact that Holland had a census, and on the census you were asked, what religion? So now they had your religion and your address.
Yeah, yeah.
So Mr. Goose Stepper just had to go, that house,
Yeah.
that house on the street. It was so effective.
A
do you know?
1930s database,
Yeah.
like.
So this is where I pull the Anne Frank conspiracy is. I don't think she was hiding out. I think they've came up with a mythology where they're like, Jesus, we have to make out that someone was able to hide from this shit because then no one else is going to do a census.
Well, that's a great point, though. They literally had a database.
It was a database
on their entire population.
Yes, yeah.
And, you know, even when you look at it from an Irish history perspective, Michael Collins, whose expertise was in the area of intelligence, he broke into the British the British intelligence agency.
Yeah.
Got all the information he needed.
Yeah.
Marked and recorded where his targets were going to be and sent off the troops to deal with it.
Yes.
But moral of the story, intelligence is where it's at.
Oh, intelligence is a hanging exercise.
Oh, yeah.
If you think of the same thing, Collins goes in, fair enough, for whoever was within the Dublin Castle or that.
Yeah, yeah.
There was every one of their agents and their address. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we had this latest census, do you know? I didn't fill it because I was out of the country. But anyways, they asked them how many rooms they had and how many cars they had. And these filled it in. Yeah. They told them.
You'd want to be more.
I think they asked, like, is your house empty during the day?
Yeah.
I think they actually. I think
so you're in a mass immigration situation, and all the questions are based on how many rooms have you spare, and people are like, just Mary, how many rooms have we spare, Mary?
Honestly,
how fast is our internet, Mary?
Yeah.
Like all of these questions geared towards a future of you will own nothing and you will be happy. Like it's fucking hilarious.
You see, this is my. I have a good, Gareth or that. He says this years ago. He goes, "It's a cult, and one day you'll understand it." And I'm getting to the pitch of going, "You are some stupid cunts."
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know?
But there's only so much you can do. Like, my style on social media has kind of changed, all right? I'm just angry now all the time, mainly because...
I love it.
We're sick of telling you, basically. We're sick of telling you what they're doing, how it's going to end up, and we're sick of being right. Like, I'm not joking. We're literally always right. We're always right.
Yeah.
Like, always right. They're still not listening. So I've just changed my style. I just basically saying, how are you getting on? This is what they're doing next. And you're all a shower of gobshites.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And funny enough, you mentioned history a minute ago. I think it's hilarious. The so-called lefty anti-fascists, right? The anti-fascists were the greatest supporters of the state overreach, of state and private enterprise merging to force us all into submission.
Yes.
They were I just think it's awful funny. I remember going to a lockdown demonstration outside the Dáil. I'm fairly sure it was in 2020. I was still in the army at the time. And basically just protesting the lockdowns. Please leave us alone. We prefer the right to decide for ourselves, and freedom matters to us. Around the corner, 5 minutes into the protest, at least 200 anti-fascists came around and started hurling objects into the fucking far-right women and children. Imagine far-right because you love freedom. Fascinating, really. But again, they were the most violent supporters, they would intimidate you, but the most violent supporters of the literal ideology they claim to be against.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
But do you not think it's very comical that all of these Antifa ones signed up to an organisation and gave their names and addresses?
It's brilliant, isn't it?
You stupid cunts.
Absolutely brilliant.
He never thought the pendulum would swing, did you?
Yeah, and there is a debt to collect. Like, traitors, if we don't deal with traitors in the next 25 years...
No, it won't be that long.
Hopefully not.
It won't be that long.
But if we literally do not make this one amazing example out of the traitors in this country, we're probably destined to fucking die out.
Yeah.
But we need to make an example of these people.
Well, I'm working on a fictional book at the moment, so I am. And I just thought I'm going to call it, I won't call it Ireland, I'll call it something, Island. I'll call it Ireland, not Ireland, Island. And I just think that the solution on this book, this island, but it's a very similar situation to Ireland, I think would be for a rake of people to go to Dublin. That's the name of the capital in this fictional book, do you know? Mm-hmm. They go to Dublin and they just take over and they take 5 figureheads who really, really done this.
Yeah.
Who really were there. And they just go up to the top of those steps and they just put them down on their knees and one man goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm working gradually now on the SGE.
Yeah.
Let's all get back to work, guys. Tax is at 10% for everyone. We're going with tax at 10% on everything. VAT, income. I don't care if you're a high earner, low earner.
I like that.
You pay 10.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah,
and we're all going back to work, guys.
Yeah.
You see that? You see that blood going down them steps? There'll be more of that.
Yeah.
You'll be hearing from me shortly.
I like that economic policy as well, to go with the notion that traitors should be consequenced. Like,
yes.
That's a fantastic idea.
Well, it's only a book now.
Oh, yeah, for the book, for the book in general.
Yeah.
But, we definitely need, and I hear Americans talking about, I love the American Constitution. We'll say your First Amendment under the Constitution is your right to speak your mind no matter what. Mm-hmm. And the Second Amendment is your right to literally shoot someone in the face
over the first right.
Should they prevent you from speaking your mind. That is an amazing Loctite. Like, no government is going to fuck with you, because now the government realise they do not have a monopoly on force.
Yes.
In this country, the state has technically has a monopoly on force.
Yeah.
Technically. Now, some people have firearms, whether they're willing to use them, that's one thing. But in America, it is widely accepted that should you fuck around, you will find out.
Yeah.
What an amazing policy to empower people who value freedom.
But you see, this was the big argument of the people who defend gun rights from the last 20, 30 years. Because now they went through a lot of shit with school shootings and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
People goes, what are you going to do and all this? And every time, and fair play to them for saying it, why do you have the guns? To prevent tyranny.
Yeah.
And they stuck to that model. Well, what happened from 2016 on? Tyranny.
Yeah.
And I think, and an awful lot of people underestimates this, right? The only thing I think that held an awful lot of back from government overthrow in America at that time was the fact that Trump was in. Because it's his side that had the guns.
Yeah.
And what Trump done, and I don't like him for it, he went along with it. Do you know? He went along with it.
I think his first term in office, he really had no idea what he was at. Now, I don't trust any politician anyway.
Yeah.
But in some regards, he's an improvement on the first version, we'll say. But again, I don't trust politicians no matter who they are.
I think both sides are wholesalely controlled. But the point that I'm trying to make is we'll say the right-wing conservatives are the gun owners.
Yes.
And their guy was in.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh, fuck it. I don't like this whole jab thing and all that, but it's our guy.
Exactly.
And this leads me to, as well...
That is a good point, like.
Well, for the future, what people has to realise is that it doesn't matter if it's your guy or the other guy.
Yeah.
Tyranny is tyranny.
Absolutely. 100%.
Do you know? And like as I said, this doesn't end well.
No. We're literally being backed into a corner.
Can you tell me, because I have my own little experience of that, but can you tell me some of the countries that you were in, and you went through a list of them there? I wouldn't describe any of those as pleasant.
No.
Are desirable places. Can you tell people some of the things you've seen there? And this is what's coming here.
Yeah. I tell you, one of the worst places I've been to was Liberia.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, you're basically...
Child soldiers.
Terrifying. 12-year-old rapists.
Yep.
And murderers armed with AK-47s. Like, one of the main reasons the Irish intervened in Liberia was, you had a fella called Charles Taylor, who was the president of Liberia, and he was basically as corrupt as the days long, and he was using whatever factions he could use to make himself rich, mainly through mining diamonds and shit like that. But either way, people were starving, people were dying. It was horrible, horrible situation. But there's actually a documentary out of the kind of torture, rape. I mean, there was a notion in Liberia that if you had AIDS, the only cure for it was to have sex with a virgin. And unfortunately, in Liberia, the only virgins are kids.
Yeah.
I mean, horrible, horrible shit. The death toll was so bad in this particular day. Like, these guys used to put mortars in the ground, indiscriminately aim them, drop a bomb and just let it off. But it got so bad, they literally piled dozens and dozens and dozens of bodies outside the American embassy, basically made this statement, and that led to the United Nations intervening eventually. But you go to Monrovia or some of these small villages, you're literally looking at people with no limbs, starving, murdered, sexual crimes are crazy. The UN brought in this program to buy back weapons, which was almost counterintuitive, because one guy would come up with an AK-47, get whatever it was, $15 or $35. He'd go around the corner, knife the next fella, take his AK-47, hand that in, and go back and knife the next fella. Like, it was just a lawless, no value for human life, no respect for women, horrible shithole, unbelievable, like. Yeah. Absolutely unbelievable. Literally no value for life whatsoever.
Man told me one time over there, he says, do you know what the difference here, he says, between a tourist and a racist is? And I says, no, 2 weeks, he said. That was his exact statement.
But there's nothing, like, I you know yourself, multiculturalism is this notion that we can invite anybody and everybody to this country and they can live as they would normally live in their own home countries. Mm-hmm. And all that does is it fractures a cohesive society into groups who try and fucking dominate each other.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's why there's no social cohesion now. But that's why crime is through the roof.
This is the one thing I'll say. Like, you had a lot of Nigerians, different people who came here earlier on, we'll say the 90s, 2000s. What people doesn't realise is that's your middle class person who's educated. They have came because they've gone through a visa process and they've taken a flight and they've came to your country. They're beneficial.
Yeah.
Right? They can fill a role. They weren't there to take over the country.
Yeah.
They were there to do, I'm here to make me money, send a few pound home, maybe get me younger cousin who's in college now. He could come over. Do you know? I'm fine with that, right? These are the dregs. These are the fellas that's going round fucking holding white people at knife point if they get them. Like, and you'd be familiar with this, the toilet situation. They'll just get out and shit wherever they fucking are. You would have seen that. There's no, do you know what I mean? Am I telling a lie? Like,
I was in a situation one time in Chad where we were getting bombed. And part of the mission we had was to get these refugees out of this particular danger area. And we did. We got them back to the camp, saved a nice few lives. And at the end of the day, anyway, myself and one of the boys, we said we'll have a shower, long day, you know, fucking. Some of these bombs were landing so close that they were bursting the tires on our armoured vehicles. It was serious shit, like. So at the end of the day, we're going up for a shower. One of these refugees that we brought in, we saved. He walks into the shower. He's snooping around for a minute, but he walks into the shower and pulls the shower curtain. And we heard a plop. Obviously, he had a shit in the shower. Pulled back the curtain, turned the shower on, and was expecting the shite to go down the drain. And eventually started stamping it down. But moral of the story, we're pulling these guys straight out of the jungle or straight out of the desert or straight out of an uncivilized situation. And the people, like what you're saying, the people coming here are taking a chance on the notion that Ireland is the land of milk and honey.
That's all.
That's it. They're here to take. Not for no other reason. They're here to benefit. And they are benefiting. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, due to the fucking colossal welfare state that we have, you can arrive here with no documents. Just present yourself. Who gives a fuck who you are? And you're going to be looked after. Thank you, Roderick O'Gorman. You know what I mean?
One particular place, a woman, she was hit by a bus. Right? Hit by a bus. She pulled out of the ways of the bus. Everyone else went on about their day. She was dead. Everyone goes on about their day. So we're coming through the same town the next day. She was still there.
Fuck me.
The only thing that had changed was someone had stolen her dress.
Yeah.
This is what you're bringing in.
Yeah.
And I have nothing against black skin, if you get me, or Asian. I don't care.
I don't want humans to suffer at all.
I don't care what colour you are. I don't give a living fuck. I know that any human being with a bit of education and a bit of decorum or that can be a useful human being. But these has gone past education. They've spent an entire youth where they're in situations like you explained there, which is sexual abuse, rape is normal, it's fine.
Absolutely.
That's fine.
Absolutely. 100%.
Western people, for the love of fucking God, go there.
Yeah.
See it.
Yeah.
These are not your normal... This isn't your Jamaican lad who's lived in the UK and his dad was there and he's a bit hip to the groove and he's good fun and he makes nice stuff on a frying pan.
Yeah.
They're not with it.
Yeah. There literally is a cultural difference here that's irreconcilable. You can't... How, like... The reason we shouldn't have a Department of Integration.
No.
The reason the Department of Integration exists is because they're not fucking integrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're throwing billions and billions of euros into essentially trying to brainwash foreigners from not acting like they were acting in their own countries.
Did you see that video where they had the fire lit in the middle of the sitting room?
Yeah. That's the fuck.
And, you know...
Jesus.
The amount of people who are laughing at that, they don't get it. That's their campfire.
Yeah.
That's their campfire.
This is normal.
As far as they're concerned, we have a very nice hut now.
Yeah.
Right, light the fire. Yeah, hold on.
As normal as fucking going to the shop for milk on a Sunday. It's as normal.
Like, and there's another situation, you know, and I don't know how people can't get their fucking head around this, right? It's a long way from sub-Saharan Africa to Calais in France.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't have money taken off. And he arrives in Calais in France and he's a well-dressed man. He still mightn't have the money for the boat, but he's going to fight his way onto a truck or that.
Yeah.
How do you think he got there? How do you think he got that tracksuit and those shoes? He has thieved his way across 2 continents, my good man.
Absolutely.
And you're looking there saying, oh, you'd feel sorry for them, wouldn't you? He won't feel sorry for you.
Not a fuck.
He won't feel sorry for you.
While you're feeling sorry for him, he's stuffing his hand into your pocket.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Well, there's the next one, and I laugh when we're on, you know, in London, we're on about the watch thing. Do you know?
No.
It was Rolexes. Nobody wears a good watch now in London.
No,
You don't. It's going to be stolen.
Fucked, yeah.
Yeah. Same with a phone. You're kind of more, you know, watching your phone. If you have a very expensive phone, you're kind of expecting it to be stolen, so you kind of watch yourself and all this. And then I heard this girl saying one evening about the chip. Do you know? Oh, she says, do you know, if you had the chip in your hand or that, and, do you know, you wouldn't need the wallet for that. And I went, they'll cut your fucking hand off. Do you not understand this? They don't care. Like in Ireland, we have this concept of life. Life to us is precious, right? Not to them.
Genuinely, like
there's a big craze now in Galway. Houses being broken into while people are in them. Do you know, I was driving through it the other day. What's that area? Before Ballandine or that, do you know?
Oh, we're still in rural Galway.
Galway, but there's fine big houses and all this. And this fella says, he says they're breaking into the houses now and they're doing it while people are there. Low IQ, he goes. And I says, no, Matt, they just don't care.
Not a fuck given. But that's it.
It's not that they're stupid where, you think you'd case the place out and go and they wouldn't be there. No, they don't care.
Yeah.
If you wake up, they'll kill you.
But it's the same. But it's the same again in places like Ethiopia, Eritrea, all these places I was. When they want something, they take it. And if you are the obstacle in their way, they'll just whip out a machete, give you one wonderful slap of it, and step over you and get what they want.
Yeah.
It's literally, this is how they survive.
And God forgive me for saying it, you see it at the food drops, right? There's no notion of a queue. There's no notion of take your turn.
I've seen it.
It's the same as if you had turkeys.
Yeah, I've seen it.
There's the stuff in the trough and they just peck at each other and whoever gets it, gets it.
They will literally, I remember one time actually, I was on a patrol in Ethiopia and the vehicle in front of me stopped. That was the vehicle the lieutenant was in. And he got out and gave a ration pack to a child. And while he was doing it, he was told, don't fucking do it. But he did it. No sooner the patrol drove off, the child obviously ran away when he got what he got. And we were driving off. Every man or individual bigger than that child ran after that child, caught him, kicked his head in, took the food, and fucked off. But again, this is like, under normal circumstances, we'll say we're one of those groups of people, women and children first. We feed the most vulnerable. They just take what they get. And if the most vulnerable has it, you just take it off them.
Yes.
And again, this is a cultural practice.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Again, that's why we have a fucking Department of Integration, because these people are nothing like us.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
But sure, there's another beautiful word they use, assimilation. How come assimilation didn't work for the Irish in New York and London?
Yeah.
How come we had GA perks and Irish pubs and all the... Oh, because we weren't assimilating. Because the truth of the matter is, nobody ever fucking assimilates.
Not at all.
If you have enough of a crowd of immigrants, you have enough immigrants now to retain your own culture in a different place.
Yeah.
That's all. The only assimilation started in Ireland, or with the Irish in those countries, was when they had kids, and their kids went to the school, and they were in the school with an English guy and this, and they started to assimilate a bit then, right? That first generation never assimilated.
No, not at all. Like, you have Chinatown.
For a reason.
You have Italian districts. Like, even funnily enough, more recently, there are entire towns taken over by Pakistanis in England.
Yes.
How well is that working out?
But sure, it won't work out. It never has
You know what I
worked out.
mean?
But, and then you have the other side of it too is, if you take a Nigerian fella, right, and you land him in Dromore West, and he gets a job as like the doctor or the caretaker, and just math of the job, he'll assimilate because he's surrounded by Irish people.
Yeah.
So he's left with no choice but to go, okay, it's not like I can have my own voodoo club or that here. I'll have to do something. Do you know, I have to assimilate. If you land 2,000 of them and there's only 200 Irish people, well, all of a sudden, the Irishman is left in the situation that he has to assimilate.
He has to adapt, yeah.
Yeah. And all of this nonsense of racists, I'll tell you who the real racists are. The real racists are the ones who go, there's no difference. Everyone's the same.
Yeah.
Everyone's the same. Doesn't matter what you do, we're all the same. No, you're not. I was born here. I've made use of the privileges, all this that I got, right? I don't think I'm the same as a guy in Rwanda.
No.
I'm just not. Because he got no chances at all, and there's a good chance that he's going to murder his way to get to the position you're in.
Yeah.
So I keep away. I recognise the difference.
Yeah.
These Amadons that call you racist, they don't recognise difference at all. Multiculturalism. We're so multicultural that everyone can be the same and nobody can be different. How does that suit you?
Yeah, yeah. But, like, we're saying it ourselves. They say they value our differences, yet they're trying to make every last one of us this one blob of the same goopy shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And again, like you brought it up there about racism. Leftists literally look at Ireland and say we're too white. Like, they literally look at their own people and say, you're too pale. What we need here is an injection of fucking Africans. Like, these people love race. They're obsessed with racism. They're literally the most racist fucks on the face of the earth. They're literally looking at our country and saying, you're too white.
Yeah.
Imagine going to fucking Nigeria and say, fucking hell, ye cunts are too black.
Yeah.
What we need is an injection of as many white fuckers in here because you're too black and burnt as opposed to pale and stale.
But you see, if I was dictator in the morning, I know fucking well what I'd do. I'd take these blue and green haired wonders and I'd bring them down to Sierra Leone, and the first village I came to, out.
Yeah.
Tell them they are now about culture. Fair fucks to you. And that's exactly what I do. Tell them about all the aid you're going to give to them there. Huh? Tell them that, yeah?
Yeah. Put on, especially these...
I reckon you could live at 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you would have a jiggling wreck.
Try and organise your Pride Parade down in downtown Monrovia.
Yeah.
Tell me how you get on. Like.
Yeah, that's it. Wave your flag. See how it fucking goes.
A nice street there in Bin Jebel in fucking South Lebanon. Try and walk down that dressed like a fucking prostitute if you're a man. Like, that's another fucking snag as well. Like...
Did you ever see the young fellas huffing the fucking stuff in the plastic bags?
The plastic...
Over there, yeah.
You'll have to elaborate more on that one.
To get high?
No, not me anyway, no. No, I haven't been there in a while. But that shit goes on. These shisha things is another story. Like, I just avoid that shit.
Yeah. Well, I seen there. It's this combination of glue and some other fucking leaf.
No doubt, yeah.
And they're there, and the eyes is rolled back in the head. Right?
Yeah.
But then they do fall out with each other and they do have a little zombie fight. They're full of energy, but they're so fucking high.
Yeah.
Right?
I know in Africa there was a leaf that they used to fuck around with, all right, yeah, and they used to mess with their heads, all right.
Yeah, but and another thing is the fucking eating. They'll eat anything. People, you don't realise that here yet. Do you like your dog? You do.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. If enough of them comes here, Shepherd's getting it.
That was another thing, actually. Liberia, cannibalism was a normal situation over there as well.
Yeah.
Just like this voodoo notion that if you have sex with a virgin, you're cured of AIDS. If you literally eat your enemies, you acquire his power and you're better again.
Yes.
Like these are the kind of belief systems you're dealing with. And then you're coming over, you're saying refugees are welcome here. Just give Jemba a fucking job as a banker or as or whatever, a worker anywhere, and he'll be fine. He'll be grand. You know, just give him a laptop. He'll be grand. And he was eating his cousin 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm watching a fella now. It's fucking hilarious over in London because he's copped that, you know, an awful lot of them still believe in magic and all that, you know?
No doubt.
And he's going around with this little bag of powder and blowing the powder. And it's just literally, get the fuck. So you have them dressed in Western clothes, but they're not there yet. So listen, are we on the hour there, Darren? Are we? Probably are.
Nearly.
Yeah, we'll finish that. We'll go to Patreon because this is too good for YouTube. So it is. We'll get into more extreme shit there. So thanks to everyone on Patreon and Spotify for supporting us. Head to Patreon for hour 2, as the man says. Thank you, guys. Perfect.